I work on web and mobile games. The web stuff is primarily Flash and Unity. Mobile right now is iOS, but we are looking towards the future and doing some Android stuff as well. I do not work on console games. They're awesome. We can talk about them a little bit. I've played a lot of them, but I'm not planning on discussing them in my talk because that's not my area of expertise. This is a brief overview of what we're going to talk about. Why are games important to toy companies, specifically Lego, but toy companies in general? A few Lego secrets about how kids play. Some free Lego swag. A little bit about Lego success stories. And some about how anyone here who wants to work on Lego games can maybe make that part of their future. So first of all, when we talk about why would any toy company care about games? Lego fans are gamers. And here's a few facts that I think illustrate that really well. 98% of boys surveyed by Lego, and these are boys who are usually through an opt-in program that Lego has called Kids Inner Circle. They opt in, we give them some free stuff, and they answer some survey questions for us, but sometimes also through kids that call our helplines and stuff, we'll do some surveys with them as well. The boys who own Lego and opt into our things play video games once a day. This is almost all of them. So huge overlap in those two populations. When we ask kids why they come to Lego.com, always number one, to play games. And we want kids to keep coming to our site. We want kids to interact with Lego in as many ways possible. So we want there to be games there that they're excited about spending some time with. This one's a little bit more convoluted. This is a stat about people who own Lego video games. These are the console games, and it's not just children. But 85% of the people who own a Lego video game also own a Lego set, at least one, which I think is telling because those games tend to be popular not just with the boys who are out there playing with Lego sets. So I think that they are a really good cross-promotion tool. Games. What have you done for Lego lately? We think that games enrich the Lego experience. When a kid comes online or gets out their iPhone or their iPod Touch and plays the Lego video game, they interact with the Lego characters. They find out more about the Lego City police officer. They learn about his world. They learn about him. They learn about the play theme. Who else lives in the city? Who does the police officer hang out with? What fun stories happen in this world? And ultimately, all of this is interacting with the Lego brand, which is our goal with these games. They're free to play because we want kids to get out there and play with Legos. It's really important, something we've noticed with our research on children and how they play, is kids, especially kids under the age of 10, and this I think is probably just modern kids, it may not have been true of you and I, don't differentiate between sitting on the floor playing Lego City with Lego bricks and going online and playing the Lego City game. That's all one world to them. They don't think that these are separate characters. And we want digital to be part of that world. We want it to be another way that kids play with those characters. This is how we define success for Lego games. Number one for Lego is to create a safe play space. This is really important. We want parents to feel like if they're going to let their child spend 30 minutes on the computer, they can let them go to Lego.com. They can be confident that there's not going to be anything objectionable there, and their kid's going to have fun and not come out with any strange ideas that they aren't comfortable with. But right after that, fun. If the game isn't fun, kids are not going to want to play it. I don't really want to make it. And they're not going to think Lego's cool if they go in there and they play a game and they say, oh, this is lame. We want our games to tell a story. More and more, and this is something that maybe didn't exist with Lego back when you played with it, but the Lego worlds have a story with them. They're not just bricks, they're not just minifigs, they're characters, they're in a world that exists to these boys, and games is a way that we can expand that world. We can reveal story that we might not otherwise have an opportunity to tell kids about. Some of the bigger play themes might also have a movie or a cartoon, But most of our play themes don't, and we want to get out there. Hey, this is a character who's afraid of snakes. This is a character who loves to eat ice cream. We want to give kids more and more opportunities to identify with the characters in the play themes and make more Lego stories. We want to build excitement. We want kids to play the game and think, this is awesome. I want to be involved in Lego City and Lego Star Wars. I want to be there. These games make me more excited. And when I'm more excited, I would like to own more Lego sets, which is definitely something we're excited about as well. And something that's a bit unique to Lego is transcending borders. We localize all of our web games to 26 markets. That's 20 different languages. And this game needs to be all of the above things in every single one of those markets, which is a unique challenge for us. If we do all of this right, hopefully, excitement. And now it's time for a Lego trivia break. So I have swag. If somebody wants to tell me what year were the first Lego minifigs released? Free stuff. 1970s is right, but I need a year. Anyone? Okay, who said 78? Okay, do you want to come up and get some free swag? You can pick because you're first. So I have some magnets, and I have a car racing set. Whatever you like.
I'm going to take the car racing set.
There you go. Okay, we have one more. What was the job of the first Lego minifig in 1978? Policeman is right. Come on up. You can have Toy Story or Ninjago.
Which ninjas?
We're going to talk a little bit more about ninjas. Toy Story, okay. Okay, so now we're going to talk a bit more about the Lego success stories. Every year, Lego identifies one play theme as their big bang for the coming year. This is the play theme that they are going to put as much marketing power as they can behind. It's the play theme they're hoping is going to come out of Toys R Us as #1 that year, and it's the play theme that they invest the most in games. This year, Ninjago. This is Lego Ninjas, and I have a little guy here, although you guys are way back there. They have little, they're like a spinning top, and you put your minifig on there, and they fight with other guys on their tops. There's a whole card game. There's also traditional Lego building sets. And it was a big, big investment for Lego. It's not a branded product like Star Wars. This is a unique Lego product. And there was a Cartoon Network cartoon special, 2 episodes, that came out with this. So that was part of our big marketing push. For games, we had an aggressive strategy this year. We wanted to do an in-depth web gaming experience. Often, for our web games, we do tiny little puzzle games. We do quick little action-adventure titles that maybe have 10 to 20 minutes of gameplay. This year, we were shooting for hours of gameplay. We wanted to update this game regularly to keep the buzz going throughout the year. And we also wanted to put a large investment into iOS gaming for the first time. Lego had dabbled in iOS a little bit, but with some fairly small budget things, often which were not gaming. There's a Lego photo app out there that's really fun, but isn't a game. So what did we do? So our first launch was Spinjitzu Smash, which is on Lego.com. The game looks like this. For anyone who's played Mega Man Battle Network back in the day, it's similar in gameplay style. You have your own little 3x3 grid, and your enemies have a 3x3 grid. You can fight by shooting things at them with the spacebar. You also have, down here in the corner, some special cards. These correspond to the cards that are in the physical game. Some of them are unique to digital because the physical game has things like blow on the ninja that you're fighting and hopefully knock him down, which is hard to create in the virtual world, so we created some cool stuff that maybe wouldn't exist in the real world. You can see here the big fire there is this character played a card, this fire card here, and hopefully killed a skeleton. So that was our game experience online. The first installment of that, which launched in January, had 3 hours of gameplay on average. So it was a complex game. We did a lot with cheat codes. LEGO has found that 8-year-old boys love cheat codes. The minute we release a game, our message boards fill up, other websites fill up with, do you know any cheat codes? Does anyone know any cheat codes? I need some cheat codes for this game. And it goes on and on for months. So we decided, okay, we're going to give you guys cheat codes. We're going to put more out for this game than we ever have in the past. And kids were psyched about it. We also tricked them a little bit because we changed. Normally cheat codes on our old games were entered by, numeric characters. We actually created a little ninja totem pole, and you had to find the specialty characters and match them, which made it harder for kids to share the cheat codes online, and hopefully also felt more like, oh, I'm in the Ninjago world. And we're doing targeted game updates. Like I said, the first version launched the beginning of January. We launched an update with another 2 hours of gameplay in April. We have 2 more updates of similar size coming for the rest of the year. So how do we do? Here's what our performance looked like for the first half of the year. You can see we got a huge spike at the beginning. The second little spike that you see there is when we did a promotion of the game in our LEGO Club magazine, which got some more eyes on it. Then here's our average time spent. I was really excited to see how consistent this is. Interestingly, we get a little dip when kids get LEGO Club magazine. I think we had a lot of kids come on to check it out. Maybe they didn't stick around. Maybe they weren't gamers. So that's our web game. Spinjitzu Scavenger Hunt is our iOS game. Here are the goals for this when we made this game. We want to create buzz around Ninjago. We want to give kids the opportunity to take the ninjas to go. Just like we want to take play on the floor to play on the computer, we now want to say, you're in the back of the car, you're waiting for mom to get out of her meeting, you can still play with your ninjas. And we wanted to experiment with incentivizing kids interacting with physical products. And I'll talk a little bit more about what we did here. We had some research that showed that if a kid picks up a Lego box in a store, the chances of them purchasing or going home with a Lego product, not necessarily that box, go up to like 85%. So we wanted to see, could we get kids to pick up Lego boxes? So a little bit about how this game works. This is a promotional shot, but it's essentially the main battle part of the game. You tap on your ninja to get him spinning into his Spinjitzu tornado, and then you tilt your phone to run him into the skeletons, and it's a simple mechanic. If I'm spinning faster than the skeleton, he takes damage. If he's spinning faster than me, I take damage. I have to keep tapping my ninja or he slows down. As I play through these battles, I collect more coins. I can get better weapons, better spinners, better armor. So that's one part of the quests that you do. There's a story mode to the game that runs you through everything level by level. There's also just random battles you can play. The other half of the story mode is something called scan quests, and they look like this. Basically, you see a picture of a Lego piece. It might be multiple pieces. This is one where there's just one, and it says something to go along with the story we're telling about the ninjas, which generally follows the plot line of the existing cartoon. One of the ninjas is looking for this piece. Essentially, please help him find it. You need to find the box, hit the scan button, scan the barcode, and it immediately unlocks everything for you here. We wanted to make sure we supported iPod Touch because a lot of 8-year-old boys have access to a touch and not as many have access to an iPhone. The old touches don't have a camera. So actually, in that case, if you don't have a camera, you get a type-in option. You don't get to scan. Also, if you have a camera and you try a number of times to scan something and it doesn't work, you get that type-in option as well, which becomes important. There are a few ways that you can solve these scan quests. You can scan all of the products you own. I hope you saved all your boxes. You can go to the store, if mom will drive you to the store, and you can scan everything there. You can get tons and tons of points. Or you can cheat. It took about 2 or 3 days of this game being out before kids realized they could cheat, and they were so excited. This was the most buzz we'd seen because it started out, you had maybe a day of every so often someone complaining, oh man, I can't get past this because I don't have it and mom won't drive me to the store, I'm so upset. Before you started seeing kids say, oh, all you have to do is go to the Target website and get the barcode, and then you can just type it in. Or you can go to the Target website, and then you can go to a barcode generating site, and you can type it in, and it'll create a barcode for you, and then you can scan it. And then it took maybe a week before people had their own websites up with pictures of every single barcode, a list of all of the parts in the boxes, and the kids would just go there and scan it. And part of why the kids loved this is they felt like they were getting away with something. They were saying, and I know they were saying this, in our message boards, on the iTunes reviews, oh, those idiots at Lego, that's me. They never knew that I would figure this out, and I am a very smart 8-year-old, and I figured it out, and now I am totally winning this game. And honestly, sometimes I'm an idiot, but not this time, because we had thought of this. We said, we can cheat at this game. It's not that hard to cheat at this game. And a lot of people thought, 8-year-olds aren't going to figure out they can go somewhere and generate a barcode. Obviously, every 8-year-old figured that out. But that's fine. We're actually totally fine with that at LEGO because those kids are still looking at the pictures of every single Ninjago set to see which one has the golden sword. They're still out there interacting with the product, and they're still playing our game, more than they would have anyways, actually. So our goal of get these kids to take their ninjas, play with them everywhere, and interact with our product boxes, all those goals were met. And we're happy to let kids cheat at it. So how did this do? This launched April 1st. It was number 4 in the top paid apps in its peak, number 1 in kids games. I actually looked today, it is number 9 in kids games still. It was number 2 in adventure games and number 3 in all games. These are free games stats from the iTunes store. And as of today, it's just over 3 million downloads. We're really happy with that. So what's next for LEGO? LEGO's not just about plastic bricks anymore. We want to be a company that embraces digital, and we're moving as fast as we can to do that. We want kids to think of LEGO as a full game experience, not just games on the floor, not just games on the computer, not just games on their iPhone, but whatever it is that kids are playing games on next, we want LEGO to be there. We're interested in cross-play themed games to create broader brand loyalty. So this is, why wouldn't a ninja sometimes be in LEGO City? Why isn't there a game where that happens? We think that's a cool, fun thing for 8-year-old boys. We also think it's funny. 8-year-olds think it's hilarious sometimes when a ninja shows up in Star Wars, and we'd love to see that happen. We're extremely interested in new technologies. Like I said, LEGO wants to be out there. We think digital is the future, not just for everyone at this conference, but for 8-year-old boys, and we want to be part of that with them. We're also interested in cross-platform games. We're hoping to bring our achievement system that exists online into iPhone, into console, everywhere, so that you can share your LEGO experience across all of the platforms that you're gaming on. Last trivia break. Anyone want to guess? I'll give you a multiple choice. Of the total minifig population on the planet. Who wants to guess? It is not E. There's 4 other choices, so anyone want to guess? It's D. I don't know who said D, but they can have some free swag if they want. My last thing, help wanted. We would love to talk to you. I would love to talk to you this week if you're interested in building web or mobile games for us. That's a big part of why I'm here. Questions? Go ahead. I'll give you mine. Well, maybe that's a bad idea, because then how will I answer it?
Actually, I've got a message for you from my 9-year-old niece.
Great.
And her message is, why isn't there more gold stuff?
I am under NDA, but I will say that I think she's going to be happy in the future.
Okay, good, because she also wants to know if there's going to be a ninja girl.
A ninja girl? I could see that happening. happening in the future. The story is continuing with the ninjas, so I hope there's a ninja girl, obviously.
Could you tell us a little how LEGO Universe fits into the strategy that you laid out here?
I can talk about it a little bit. I actually don't work on the Universe team, so most of my experience with LEGO Universe is playing LEGO Universe. But it is part of our cross-platform solution. We want, like I said, we want LEGO games to be out there on all of the platforms that kids are playing on, that adults are playing on too. And LEGO Universe is a big part of that. It's a much larger experience than LEGO has explored with games before, especially because the console games are not built internally to LEGO. And LEGO Universe, well, it was contracted out. The team now lives with LEGO. I don't know if you guys saw that in the news, but LEGO has acquired the LEGO Universe team so that we continue those updates. Beyond that, since I don't work on it, I don't know a lot about their strategy, but I think it speaks to our goals of being a digital company.
So on iOS with the iPod Touches, what is your installed base? How did you determine like what's the minimum spec given your target market?
Minimum spec for the device?
Oh yeah, for the device and what version of the operating system?
We didn't do a ton of our own research, but we had research that we had purchased from other companies showing, and I think that this is bared out when you're just out on the street, that kids have iPod Touches in the US and in Europe especially, also in Japan, which is where an emerging market for us. So our main goal was we really, really, really need to support the touch, which was why we had to dial some things back. We had to make sure that you didn't have to be on Wi-Fi all of the time, because if you have a touch and you're in Toys R Us, you probably don't have network access. And we had to make sure that we supported devices that didn't necessarily have a camera. So those are the two things we thought about there. Like I said, we wanted as many kids as possible to play it, and we knew that meant we had to support the lowest level device that was out there. Yes, we supported first-gen touches. We support all iOS devices, I believe, as long as you've updated your OS. But that was unavoidable.
So you gave a bunch of numbers about how well a number of your apps have sold for mobile, and you talked about a lot of play happening on the website. Do you have any idea of how much that's actually driving product sales?
We did not put any tracking into well, let me back
So
up.
I'm looking for how effective it's being at building your brand or just
What
driving
I
the game
can say to that
experience
is that Ninjago has been the #1 selling brand for LEGO this year, every month. That's not always true with our Big Bang, so we consider this a very successful Big Bang. How much of that can you attribute to gaming? It's tough to say. There have been a lot of cool Ninjago events that are not gaming based. There's traveling truck shows where they do Ninjago battles. Toys R Us has done a lot of trading card game hosting. There's been a lot of marketing money behind it that's not just games. But given how much kids tell us they come to the website to play games, they care about games, we think that games have been a significant driver in the success of that product.
Hi, I was wondering if you've heard any feedback from parents regarding how happy they are with the games, because I would presume that LEGO is all about like creativity, and once you have a game that introduces a storyline, that might actually, prevent some of the creativity that the children may have. And the second question was, do you see any opportunity for collaboration between LEGO and Minecraft?
Okay, the first question is interesting. I have not heard of any specific complaints to that end of you're stifling creativity. I think that LEGO has seen a lot of success with branded product lines that came with their own story, and we want to build off of that. And personally, having gone to a lot of play tests with LEGO products, I don't see the kids just acting out the story. I see them taking the characters and making their own story based on those characters' perceived character traits. I haven't heard any complaints from parents. I still think that there's a lot of creativity out there. I've heard the LEGO and Minecraft question before, and I think it's a really good fit. I don't know that there's anyone out there officially talking about that. I think it would be fun.
One more question in the back. iOS being sort of there's one place to get those games. Is there some sort of strategy for where the Android versions are going to be available, or where?
There is actually we have an Android version of one of our iPhone games, not this one actually, the Creationary iPhone app, targeted to launch very soon. We're basically promoting or pursuing Android in 2012. I don't have dates on any of this stuff, but we're hoping for future games to do dual launches with iOS and Android. The reason why these ones did not launch dual is because it was an experiment for LEGO, and they didn't want to invest the money to invest in both of those platforms. And iOS was just a little further along. It wasn't because we think iOS is a better platform or anything like that. Okay, I have lots more swag if anyone wants to talk afterwards. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Brianna.